To begin with, you'll need one prerequisite, and that is you need a villager breeder of some kind. And then you'll need an exit portal to where you want the villagers to end up. This could be a trading hall or just a general storage area. These portals will need to be situated to where you go through the breeder side, and this is where the villagers will end up. They'll end up in some kind of nether-side portal. But the important part is when you go back through the portal, you end up in the second nether portal. The portal that's at your trading hall or, storage system, wherever that may be. To set this up, you will need to remove the trading hall portal and then go to your output portal and make sure it is lit. Get the coordinates of the bottom 2 block, and that is seen there on your F3 screen. Divide the values by 8 and then go to the nether and then build at that outcome coordinate, as you can see right there. Now obviously you'll need to light the portal, go through, and that should link to this trading hall or output portal. And then after they have been linked, you can now relight your trading hall portal. I will need to block off that water, and now you will end up here once going through it, and then once you go back you'll end up in the other portal. The builds you see in my overworld aren't exactly necessary. For example, the button, redstone and dropper, these are not necessary. I'm just using them for showcase purposes, as well as these containment and transport systems. These are necessary, they can be to your design, and obviously I'm just using them for the purposes of the video. Heading into the nether, this is where we're going to be building the farm. To begin with, you're going to want to get the direction of your portal. You're going to want to get your activator rail and rails with the redstone block. Place your redstone block just anywhere, activator rail on top, and then one rail in front of it. Get your minecart, get in it, and simply drive over the activator rail. This will tell you which side you will be knocked off the minecart depending on which direction you go. When I went this way, I got knocked to the left, and because of that I will align myself towards the portal so that the left side knocks me off that way and I'm facing into the portal. Now knowing this, I will place one slab, 2 redstone blocks, and then 2 more slabs in the direction that I was facing. I'll place 1 activator rail, 2 powered rails, 1 rail, and then another powered rail at the very end. Now that I've built these, I'll place 2 solid blocks to the left of the redstone blocks, and then with blocks of your choice, you will cover them 2 blocks above, and then put lava on it. I will put 2, but you only need 1. Next, you're going to want to go to the end of this path and then place 2 blocks. This block needs to be solid, and then place glass along the entire top of the rail. Now you're going to want to go to the end of this rail, place a redstone block at the end, place a temporary block, place a building block, temporary block, building block, and then remove the temporary blocks, and then build 4 blocks until you hit the end block of the portal, and you should end up with a shape like this. Now what you're going to do, get 2 normal rails at the corners, fill in the rest with powered rails, and then place a redstone block at the end. Now what you're going to want to do is build a block at the end of the rail, blocking it. This has to be a solid block, so that way when the rail starts at the top and comes down, we'll hit that and then go back up. Now what you're going to do is underneath the portal blocks, place 2 trapdoors. This can be wooden trapdoors, and then on the side of the rail build 1 hopper facing straight down, and then proceed to just connect the hoppers to that 1 hopper. They can be in any arrangement. And now add 2 placeholder trapdoors, and I'll start at the hoppers and build up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks and match that height around it. On the front you will need to just build on top of these rails, and now build 2 temporary blocks, 2 rails, place your minecarts with hoppers on top, go around the back completely cover these back trapdoors, and now you're free to break these 2 blocks underneath the minecarts. They should drop down, and you can re-enter this and just push them in. And now that they are locked in place, you can remove these trapdoors, place 2 slabs on top, and then reclose it. Now coming back to this original unpowered rail, you're going to want to place 1 block with a redstone dust on top, and we'll come back to that later. Now you're going to want to place a dropper facing down from this final hopper, and this can be in any direction, but I would recommend pointing it down into some kind of lava source, as this will be what destroys any items that we throw through the portal to get our villagers. Now, when facing the portal, you're going to want to place 1 block diagonally down to the right of the dropper, place a comparator, place a solid block, and place another block here to place the redstone on top. And then what you're going to want to do is build another block and then put a repeater on top of that to reset the signal to max. Place 3 blocks like this, the comparator there, 2 redstone dust, and set this to subtract. Place 2 solid blocks, break this block on top, and I'll place 2 dust on top. This should make it so when you place items inside, it will drop all of them. And now that you built the redstone, you're going to want to take this block that the comparator initially goes into, place 1 torch, another solid block, and then a torch on top of that, and that will lead to the redstone. So then once there's any items in the dropper, that signal will be carried up to this powered rail, and this will send the minecart off to collect the villager and take it back up. This part is completely optional, but I would recommend you completely cover this rail, as any mobs that get into this could break the system or leave you without a villager. However, make sure when you're covering it, you do not block the path of the rail. So a block there is not going to work, a block there is not going to work. So make sure you leave enough space. However, on this top block, you can block it just 1 block above it. And now I'll place 1 minecart on the unpowered rail, and you can decide where this leads for the item deletion, or maybe even if you want to store these items. However, for this video, I will simply just place lava so it destroys them. A few things to note: if your villager breeder isn't quick enough, or it doesn't have enough villagers bred yet, this containment for the villagers will not be full, and therefore sometimes the minecart may not pick them up. So if they are standing here, they're not close enough to the wall. However, if they're standing up close to the wall, they will get picked up. But obviously if you have enough villagers, they will just push each other into it, so that will be negated. In your worlds, you will have a villager breeder. However, I am just going to spawn them for demonstration. Now, the farm's complete, and now on the output portal, you can now simply throw an item in, and in return, you will receive a villager. Thankfully, you can just spam items in, and it will not break. It will simply just give you the corresponding amount of villagers until the dropper removes all of its items. So these will keep spitting out villagers until it's empty.